Greetings. I'm Pittsburgh Pirates President Frank Coonley, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the 2018 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Baseball and softball teach our young people so many wonderful things, like teamwork, sportsmanship, and determination. These are all values that will serve them well in their lives away from the baseball diamond. The Pittsburgh Pirates are committed to helping young people develop a deep appreciation for this great game of baseball and to pass that love on to their children. Pony League Baseball is played across our great country and around the globe. Here in Washington, Pennsylvania, you will see the best of the best in youth baseball. As you watch these talented young people play our national pastime, please make sure that you can see the joy that this great game brings to those who play it. The Pittsburgh Pirates are excited to help bring this joy to you through our partnership with the Pony League. On behalf of our entire organization, good luck to all of the teams, and we hope that everyone has a blast at the 67th Pony League World Series.
Welcome to Washington, Pennsylvania. It's the 2018 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Our activity continues as we head toward Wednesday's championship game. Now, let's meet the two teams ready to play. Here's public address announcer Bob Gray.
This is Game 15 of the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. This is a division championship game. Our visiting team, Chinese Taipei, with the win advances to the Pony League World Series title game tomorrow night. Our home team in this game, the Dominican Republic, Yaguate, if they win, they advance to, they force an if necessary game tomorrow morning. Let's meet the two teams. First of all, from Chinese Taipei, shortstop, number 6, Wong Bo Ri leads off. Batting second, the second baseman, number 4, Cao Wei Gong. Batting third and playing center field, number 1, Tien Su Chi. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 10, Chen Cheng Yi. Batting fifth and playing right field, number 8, Wu Sin Ji. Batting sixth, playing first base, number 3, Wang Ji Zhang. Batting seventh and catching, number 2, Chen Chiu Tong. Batting eighth and pitching, number 12, Liu Chi Xiong. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 15, Yong Su Ching. Number 5, Huang Hong Chi. Number 7, Ni Shi Ji. Number 9, Huang Po Wei. Number 11, Kuo Shu Wei. Number 13, Lin En Yu. Number 14, Wu Young Shang. Coach, Yong Min Hung. Coach, Su Wei Chi. Manager, Chiu Shi Tong. Asia Pacific Zone champion, Chinese Taipei. And now for the Caribbean champions from Yaguate, Dominican Republic. Leading off and playing center field, number 6, Felix Tena. Batting second, the shortstop, number 4, Daniel Vasquez. Batting third and playing first base, number 5, Cesar Aguas Viva. Batting fourth, right fielder, number 8, Rakendi Martinez. Batting fifth, third baseman, number 15, Ambioris Taveras. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 14, Eric Hernandez. Batting seventh and catching, number 10, Carlos Marejo. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 3, Juan Baez. Batting ninth and pitching, number 2, Juan Caraballo. Number 1, Edwin Ponusemo. Number 7, Juan Campusano. Number 9, Jonathan Guzman. Number 11, Jimmy Simo. Number 12, Christopher Calderon. Number 13, Yohan Gomez. Coach, Alejandro Ubaris. Coach, Victor Vizcaino. Manager, Basilio Vizcaino. Yaguate, Dominican Republic, the Caribbean champions. Umpiring at home plate, Mitchell Levinson. At first base, Joe Dodaro. At second base, Ron Ross. At third base, Mark Fisher. Decisions Committee, Terry Faust, Tom O'Connor, Dick Witt. At this time, we ask that you all rise for the Pony Prayer and our national anthems. Gentlemen and boys, please remove your hats. Thank you to all veterans and active duty members of the United States Armed Forces for your service. We invite you to render a hand salute during the Star-Spangled Banner. Almighty God, help us to realize that we are gathered here to watch young people play baseball, not to second-guess strategy, dispute decisions, or questionability. That we are here to cheer, to encourage, and to join in the fun that is baseball, not to jeer, discourage, or otherwise degrade the game. That while officials and players are expected to perform within the bounds of certain standards, we also, as spectators, are expected to conduct ourselves within the bounds of good sportsmanship. May this contest end without injury, without feelings of ill will, without disgrace, but as an activity worthy of thy blessing. Amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to sing the Star-Spangled Banner, please welcome to home plate Pony Princess finalist Autumn Donahue. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
And so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we'd watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare
Let's head upstairs now to the gentlemen who will be calling the action. Here's Mark Uriah and Nate Rigotti.
Washington Park, the Dominican Republic, and Chinese Taipei. Chinese Taipei 2-0 in the series. The Dominican Republic at 3-1. Glad you're with us. One of the great traditions here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series as players from around the world get together. And you've not been to Lou Hayes Pony Field built specifically for this age group, 305 to straightaway center, 205 down the lines, 80 feet bases, 54 feet between home plate and the pitcher's mound. Fence is 9 feet 3 inches high. We've had a couple of showers today. Hopefully keep our fingers crossed and we can get these 2 games in here this evening. And again, if you just joined us, because of weather issues yesterday, 2 games added to a schedule of already 4 games scheduled for today, and the only way to get those in is to play 5-inning games. So that's where we are today. Now, if we get back on schedule today, any games that will be played tomorrow, including the championship game tomorrow night at 7:30, will be full 7-inning contests.
Yeah, it's been difficult to get all of these games in, but the folks who run this Pony League World Series tournament, the folks at Pony League World headquarters have been able to make this happen. Unfortunately, we've had to reduce these games to 5 innings. The kids won't get to play those full 7, but of course, you want to be able to get these games in. That's the most important thing, and luckily, we'll be able to have a starting lineup here from Chinese Taipei. They're going to get to play the ball game.
For Chinese Taipei, Huang Bo-Rui leading off and playing shortstop. Kao Wei Guang, the second baseman, batting second. Center fielder Tien Su Chie bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's third baseman Chen Cheng Yi. Batting fifth in right field, Wu Xin Jie. The number 6 hitter at first base, Wang Zhizhong. Batting seventh and catching, Chen Chiu Teng. Liu Chi Xiong bats eighth and does the starting pitching here. And batting ninth in left field, Yang Tzu Ching.
See the beautiful view of the defense here from Lou Hayes Pony Field. On the mound for the Dominican Republic, Juan Caraballo. Carlos Morejo is behind the dish, and Boris Tavares at third. David Vasquez at shortstop. Juan Baez at second, and at first base, it's Cesar Aquasviva. Kendi Martinez in left field. Felix Tena is in center, and Eric Hernandez is in right field. Caraballo pitched 3 innings earlier in this series for the Dominican Republic. Did not allow a run and allowed just 1 hit over those 3 innings of work. He was credited for the win for the Dominican Republic.
Chinese Taipei winning a game earlier today, 2-0, or 4-0, excuse me. Had a perfect game as we start the game here with the right-hander Juan Caraballo missing to Huang Bo-Rui.
Bringing the speed right out of the gate, 82 miles per hour from Caraballo.
1-0 fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Mitchell Levinson calling the balls and strikes for this ball game. Joe Dodaro at first, Ron Ross at second, and Mark Fisher at third. 1-1 chopper to the right side. Baez fields and throws to first for the first out of the inning.
Smooth start for the Dominican Republic. Scoop up there by Juan Baez.
Kao Wei Guang, the batter, left-handed hitter against Caraballo. Takes a fastball downstairs. Kao 1 for 5 in the series. Takes up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Perfect game earlier today for Wu Xinjie. 15 up, 15 down. And a fastball in there for a strike. 2-1.
Through the perfect game, but I think in the World Series record book, there'll probably be a little asterisk next to it, just a 5-inning perfect game.
Well, there's a couple of things to point out as far as that goes. As the 2-1 pitch comes into Cal, and he bounces it to the right side. Aguas Viva with a nice backhanded play, and he'll take it at first himself for the second out of the inning. In 1969, Ronaldo Duran pitched 7 perfect innings, but the game was tied and went into extra innings. So he didn't get credit, technically didn't get credit for a perfect game, although he pitched 7 perfect innings. And Wu today, pitching 5 perfect innings, getting credit for the win. There's a line drive base hit to left field by Tien-Su Che, and the ball gets by the left fielder Hernandez, and Tien going to get to second base. Wait for an official ruling here, but likely a single and an error on Hernandez.
Yeah,
All right through his legs, so indeed a single and an error. Brings up Chen Cheng-Yi, the third baseman. Chen 1 for 5 in the series with 2 runs batted in. Curveball in there for a called strike from the right-hander Caraballo. One strike to Chen. Caraballo delivers. High chopper. Baez will handle it and throw to first to retire the side.
Bat went almost as far as the ball.
A hit, an error, and nobody left on after half an inning. Chinese Taipei nothing, and the Dominican Republic coming to bat here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it with our best price guarantee. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
The Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series is presented by Dick's Sporting Goods, by the Washington County Tourism Promotion Agency, and by the Observer Publishing Company.
Comes to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. Chinese Taipei with a base hit, but unable to push a run across in the top of the first.
Starting lineup for the Dominican Republic, leading off playing center field, Felix Tena. Batting second at shortstop, Daniel Vasquez. Cesar Aguas Viva plays first base, he'll bat third. Batting fourth in right field, Rekendi Martinez. Batting fifth and playing third base, and Boris Tavares. Eric Hernandez will play left field. He bats sixth. Batting seventh, the catcher, Carlos Morejo. Batting seventh at second base is Juan Baez. And rounding out the Dominican Republic starting lineup is the pitcher, Juan Caraballo.
Defensively for Chinese Taipei, Yuchi Singh on the hill, Chen Chu Teng behind the plate, Wang Ji Zhang at first, Cao Wei Guang at second base, Huang Bo-Ri the shortstop, and Chen Cheng-Li, is at third base. Yang Tzu Ching, Tien Su Chen, and Wu Xin-Jie, the outfield from left to right. First pitch, a strike to Felix Tena, leading off the bottom of the first for the Dominican Republic. And the pitch misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Chen leaving it out there, waiting for the home plate umpire to try to give him the call.
Dominican Republic has scored a ton of runs in this series. And you'll see some big numbers as we get a line drive base hit by Tena as he drills it into left field beyond the diving effort of the shortstop Huang. 7th hit in the series for Tena.
Just stroked that one to the left side. Past a diving Huang.
It's interesting, some people talking about this matchup. We talked about the pitching dominance of Chinese Taipei and the hitting dominance of the Dominican Republic. Someone said the Dominican Republic has not seen as good a pitching as they're going to see tonight. But conversely, Chinese Taipei has probably not seen as good a hitting as they're going to see tonight either.
That's now 59 hits for the Dominican Republic in this series.
Daniel Vasquez, the batter. Short lead for Tena as he easily gets back to first on the throw over.
You know, the Dominican Republic can set a couple of records if they continue this tremendous performance at the plate in this Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Pitch, a strike, looked like a curveball to Vasquez. 7-14 is Vasquez in the series. 1 homer and 3 runs batted in. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Tena at first, Vasquez with a 1-strike count. And another throw over to first base.
Most runs ever scored in the Pony League World Series by one team is 60. That was set by Puerto Rico back in 2003. Florida came close in 09 with 59. Dominican Republic right now with 56.
Swing and a miss with a runner going. Chen, I think, trying to plead with the home plate umpire that maybe he was interfered with a little bit and could not get a throw off there. But the stolen base for Tena. No balls, 2 strikes. Yu checks second base. Now delivers. Fastball outside.
Most base hits ever in a series was set back in 2013 by Los Mochis, Mexico. 71. They finished runners-up that season.
56 runs for the Dominican Republic at this point.
56 runs right now.
Swing and a miss at a pitch that hit off of home plate, and it's going to be the pitcher. You don't see that very often. Liu over into foul territory on the first base line on that swing and miss to go over and retrieve the ball and throw to first to complete the out, moving to third on the wild pitches. Tena.
Well, Vasquez kind of slipped when he swung and missed at that one. If he would have got up right away, he would have had a chance to beat out that throw, but just lost his footing in the batter's box and didn't get a good clean jump out to first.
Cesar Aguas Viva, who has 4 home runs and 9 runs batted in the series, steps in. He is 7 for 15, but for those 7 hits leaving the ballpark, that's you're not going to find that percentage very often. There's a pitch for a strike.
See here, beautiful, right down the middle. So Aguas Viva.
So Tena at third with 1 out in the inning. Aguas Viva swings and misses at a breaking ball in the dirt. It's been a tremendous hitting performance for the Dominican Republic so far in this series. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Again, another breaking ball in the dirt. Second strikeout for you.
First baseman number 8, Ricky Martinez.
So you probably don't want to throw this team a lot of fastballs.
No, they've been crushing the ball the entire series. They put up 24 runs in a game already, did the Dominican Republic. It's been quite outstanding at the plate. Again, 56 hits. Team batting average for the Dominican Republic is .457.
And Riquelme Martinez has contributed greatly to that. He's 8 for 11 in the series. And he drills one into the gap in right center field if it's got enough height to get out of here. And it does. A two-run homer for Martinez, and the Dominican Republic takes a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
When it came off the bat, I thought it was more like a line drive into right field, and it just kept sailing out over the wall. The Dominican Republic taking an early 2-0 lead. A lot different than we saw Chinese Taipei play against Youngstown earlier, where they did not allow a run. Here in the bottom of the first inning, the Dominican Republic putting up 2 runs early.
And Boris Tavares to bat now. Right-handed hitter. Tavares takes a ball low. He's 5 for 13 in the series with a homer and 6 runs batted in. Yu with a 1-0 pitch. Fastball did not miss by much.
The Dominican Republic does not have a Pony League World Series title to its name. While Chinese Taipei has 8.
2-0 pitch, misses upstairs.
It's the second most, 8 behind California with 22. We'll see a California team later today. The final game of the day, Long Beach, California, will take on Brownsville, Texas.
Yu's 3-0 pitch. Tavares taking all the way, showing bunt there, 3-1. Two-run homer by Rekendi Martinez, giving the Dominican Republic an early 2-0 lead. Swing and a miss by Tavares. Good location on the pitch there from Liu. Outside edge, maybe a little higher than he would like. Probably would have wanted that down a bit, but Tavares missed it. 2-2 pitch. Ball hit in the air and hit well down the right field line, but foul. Home run distance and then some.
The first time Yaguate has made it to the Pony League World Series.
Liu with the pitch. And it misses downstairs, ball 4. So Eric Hernandez to bat now.
That ball low and away. Good job by Tavares to lay off of that one.
Eric Hernandez has hit 3 home runs in this series and driven in 12. He's 8 for 15.
See a break in the action here. We're going to have a mound meeting.
Chu Shiteng is the manager for Chinese Taipei. Youngmin Hung and Su Wei-Chie, the 2 coaches.
18 pitches this far for Liu Chixiang. Just a round meeting between catcher, pitcher, and coach. Infield stays back. Home plate umpire Mitchell Levinson says, okay, time to move it along.
Felix Tena started the inning with a base hit. After 2 outs, Rekendi Martinez with a 2-run homer, and then Boris Tavares walking, and he's at first. Now for Eric Hernandez. Hernandez asking for time. And again, Hernandez was about to ask for time before Liu threw to first base.
He waved his hand back there, didn't get the call. Liu firing over to first base. Tavares back in there standing up.
Now the first pitch to Hernandez, right down the middle for a strike. Liu does take a long time once he comes to that stretch position.
I like those all-white jerseys that Chinese Taipei is wearing.
1 strike pitch, swing and a miss.
Blew that one right by him. That was right in the sweet spot.
A little bit down in the zone, which in a lot of cases, left-handers, that's right where they want it. 0-2 pitch, misses in the dirt with a runner going, no throw, stolen base for Tavares.
Tavares was going either way. I think got fortunate because Chen was ready to whip it down there, but that ball came in just a little bit short, bounced into the glove of Chen, and he didn't have a throw.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Liu checks second. And now delivers. Misses downstairs. Hernandez was asking for time, didn't get it.
Yeah, he waved his hand back asking for time. Didn't get the call, and he backed out of the box. And the pitch came in. You can't step out until you actually get time.
And he really heard about it from his third base coach, too. 2-2 to Hernandez. Going to wait. Liu with a throw down to second, and just getting the hand back in there was Tavares.
Good pickoff attempt. Whipped it back there. If he would have used his right hand, I think, to dive back in, they tag him out, but he uses his left instead and gets around the tag. No swipe to get those left fingers.
2-2 pitch. Ball hit in the air and slicing into the gap, but slicing toward the left fielder, Young, who makes the running catch, and that retires the side. But 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Martinez. 2 hits in the inning, 1 left on. We've played 1. The Dominican Republic leads Chinese Taipei 2-0 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Come on down to the fair, the Washington County Agricultural Fair, August 11th through 18th. We have everything you're looking for and more. Animals, music, food, monster trucks, school bus demolition derby, and more. Stop on down, get a taste of the county, and have a blast. But the party just starts here. We have something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Why don't you make a weekend of it? Plan your stay today at visitwashingtoncountypa.com and see what you've been missing.
We have over 65,000 people coming through 12 access points.
Imagine if you could change the world.
I do, every day.
Imagine the world in your hands. Innovative education for innovative minds.
Imagine from Cal U to protecting the homeland.
Your destiny starts here. California University of Pennsylvania.
Plenty to do in Washington County, including the Meadows Casino and Racetrack Hotel, slots, table games, and a whole lot more. Plus great shopping. Washington County, home to Pony Baseball and Softball World Headquarters.
Chinese Taipei coming to bat in the top of the second inning. They find themselves down 2-0 and can't stress enough that we are playing 5-inning games today because of the postponements last night, which just makes things a little bit more dramatic, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. This 2-0 lead, normally you'd think early, that's okay, but you only got, as we get a pop-up here to the left side, and Tavares handles the pop-up by Wu Xinjie for the first out here in the top of the second inning, but Chinese Taipei's already batted once, so technically they've got 4 more at-bats or 3 2/3 innings here to try to wipe out what is right now a 2-0 deficit.
Yeah, and you and I saw games on the very first day. We got postponed from Friday to Saturday. 2 games go into extra innings because they were tied in the 7th. You don't have that opportunity now. Taking 2 innings away from this game changes your total feel. Because you get down 2-0 now, you're thinking, okay, we got plenty of time to get these runs back. But 5 innings creeps up on you pretty quickly.
Wang Zhizhong, the batter, right-handed hitting first baseman. Juan Caraballo, the pitcher for the Dominican, delivers a swing and a miss to even the count at 1. Wang is 0 for 2 in the series. Does have an RBI and a run score. He was hit by a pitch. 4 total plate appearances. 1-1 pitch, tap foul, back of home plate.
See the Chinese Taipei fans in the stands. They've made a trip over 7,700 miles to Washington, Pennsylvania.
1-2 fastball fouled straight back. Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series coming to you on 1450 AM, WJPA Washington. Also video streaming at MLB.com and PLWS.org. A great job by our crew at Pikewood Sports providing the video. Ball tapped foul, again, third base side.
You can watch these games from all over the world thanks to our friends at Pikewood Sports. Even in Chinese Taipei, here for the 4th time in the last 5 years, our fans getting a chance to watch the games.
Fortunately for them, they don't have to listen to us. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Breaking ball drilled hard, but foul as Wong got around on that one in a hurry.
Sometimes, Mark, I think our friends at WJPA say the same thing.
Well, likely, yes. Juan Caraballo, the right-hander for the Dominican Republic, winds and delivers. Wong hits it hard on the ground, played nicely by Tavares. He'll throw to first for the second out of the inning.
Man, that was so smooth. That was a hard-hit ball off the bat there from Wong. And Tavares just gobbled it up. Off 2 hops right to the glove. Smooth throw to first, just a little bit low. No problem for Aguas Viva.
Chen Chu Teng, the batter. Catcher takes in the dirt for a ball. Chen 0 for 3 in the series. Does have a couple of RBIs. Backs away from a fastball up and in.
That was right at his head. Ducking out of the way. Just turning the cheek.
Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bases empty here, top of the second inning. The Dominican Republic with a 2-0 lead. 2-0 to Chen. Upstairs.
Chen 0 for 3 in this series. Did walk once.
Caraballo with the 3-0 pitch. Right in there for a called strike. Chen appeared to be taking. Caraballo looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Gets another strike to run the count full.
Caraballo looks good on the mound. He looks comfortable. Pitching from the stretch.
3-2 pitch fouled down into the dirt.
Morejo almost held on to it.
Caraballo pretty consistently in the low 80s with the fastball. Seen a couple of guys get to 85. Another 3-2 pitch, chopped foul.
Could you imagine being able to throw 85 miles an hour at 14 years old?
Not even close.
I mean, I'll never throw that in my lifetime, let alone at 14. I mean, that's pretty remarkable.
Chen has fouled off a couple of 3-2 pitches. This one misses inside for ball 4.
First walk Caraballo has given up. Inside on the hands, Chen pulling them back, backing out of the box.
Pitcher, Yu Chi Sing, the batter. Looks like the first plate appearance for him in the series. Comebacker and went right through the box. Great diving play by Baez. Throw to first. Safe as the throw was to the outfield side of the bag and pulled the stretching Aguas Viva off the base. But a great stop by Baez. Looked like that ball was headed to center field.
But all he had to do was tag the back at second. It was a force out if he could have reached his foot over. Instead, he tries to throw to first.
I think he was just a little too far to be able to do that. Don't know if he gets to the bag, whether he with the foot or the glove, if he tried to reach for it.
They do rule that an infield hit for Yuchi Singh.
So runners at first and second for Young-Soo Ching now. Takes up and in. Young is 0 for 4 in the series. He has scored a run. 1-0 pitch from Caraballo, chopped to short, handled by Vasquez. He'll step on the bag at second, and that will retire the side. A walk, a hit, and 2 left on after an inning and a half. Chinese Taipei trailing the Dominican Republic 2-0 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
I tell my patients often, in orthopedics, you don't want to be an interesting case, but if you are, you want to get your care right here. With foot and ankle surgery, the goal is really to get people back moving. And most importantly, I want to get you back permanently, not just once and then all of a sudden you're injured again. UPMC has a comprehensive care delivery model across the entire treatment span, from rehabilitation all the way through rehab. We have everything the patient would need to get better. My name is Dr. McAllis Hogan, and I choose to practice orthopedic surgery at UPMC.
Through the years, some of the all-time greats in Major League Baseball have taken part in the Pony League World Series. Paul Wainer, Don Zimmer, Tommy Lasorda, legendary names in the game of baseball, have all been involved as a Pony League championship has been decided. Great memories for all of those involved through many, many years of play.
Republic coming to bat here in the bottom of the second inning with a 2-0 lead, bottom third of their order. And I'll turn it over here to Nate Rigotti.
Thanks so much, Mark. Carlos Morejo, Juan Baez, and Juan Caraballo to bat this inning for the Dominican Republic. A 2-0 lead for the team from Yaguate.
We have necessary games tomorrow.
See the fans from all over the place.
Lucky to be here.
Yes, they are. Traveling from Chinese Taipei, from the Dominican Republic. Been all over the place here at the Pony League World Series. This is just our our fifth game of the day. Hard to believe, but we do have a sixth one coming up next to Long Beach, California, taking on Texas. Chinese Taipei trying to clinch their way to the championship game. Called strike to Morejo. If the Dominican Republic would beat Chinese Taipei in this contest, they would play an if necessary game tomorrow. 0-1 pitch. Comebacker right past the pitcher and into center field. Morejo with a leadoff single in the bottom of the second.
Third hit of the game. A nifty attempt there by Liu to try to reach around his back to cut that ball off before it went into center field. Every once in a while you see a guy do that and the ball just happens to go right into his glove.
At least make some attempt to knock it down, right? Brings up Juan Baez. Chinese Taipei could go straight to the championship game tomorrow night if they could beat Dominican Republic here in this elimination game for the Dominicans. First pitch to Baez is a called strike. It's the thing with this tournament, it's double elimination all the way to the championship game. Two separate brackets that are double elimination. The winner of those double elimination brackets go to the championship game. And then it's winner take all. Time called.
I don't think you can beat the drama of a one-game championship.
No, you cannot. Tell you what, and Lanny Fratteri, who was broadcasting earlier, did the championship game last year. He says the same thing. Last year's game was one of the best baseball games that he's ever seen. Covina, California, winning it in extra innings, defeating Seoul, Korea. Though we've come used to seeing Chinese Taipei, it was Seoul, Korea out of the Asia-Pacific zone. Though a team from the Asia-Pacific zone has reached the championship game the last 10 years at the Pony League World Series. Chinese Taipei with a win here can make it 11. 1-1 pitch now to Baez. Breaking ball fouled away down the third base line. Chinese Taipei with 3 straight appearances in 2014, 2015, and 2016. Back-to-back champions in 15 and 16, and 14 lost to Hilo, Hawaii. It was a good game, too, a 5-4 win for Hilo. 1-2 pitch now to Baez. Breaking ball, ground ball to the right side. Scooped up by the second baseman, Kao. He flips it to second for the force out. 1 down in the inning as Baez reaches first without a throw.
Really good play there by Kao, not only to get the ball, but to be able to get the lead runner from one knee. That's not an easy play to make.
He was cheating towards the bag at second a little bit. Had to come back and fall down to his knees, blocks that one, makes that throw from his knees to second base. So runner at first base still for the Dominican Republic. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Dominican Republic leading 2-0 over Chinese Taipei. Caraballo stands in. Throw over to first base. Check Baez. Then they're standing up. First pitch to Caraballo is fouled away. And Chinese Taipei has the second most Pony League World Series championships in history, with 8 behind a whopping 22 for California. Oh, 1. Breaking ball for a called strike. Puerto Rico out of the Caribbean zone with 7. And this is the first time we've seen Yaguate, Dominican Republic out of the Caribbean zone, Mark. 40 out of 42 times it's been Puerto Rico to represent the Caribbean. We've seen a lot of Puerto Rico. Last year it was Levittown, Puerto Rico.
There was a time when it seemed like Coglis had a standing reservation here.
Mayaguez we've seen from Puerto Rico. We've seen a bunch of teams, but Puerto Rico 40 out of 42 years in the Caribbean zone, and this year it's Yaguate, Dominican Republic.
And Levittown had a good run there for a while.
This Dominican team, though, with some strong bats. They've been crushing the ball in this series. 1-2 delivery. Ball in the dirt. to Caraballo, evens up the count at 2-2.
Makes you appreciate the pitching performance that Bay County, Michigan got in game one, because they have just really run through every other team that they've played offensively.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Caraballo. And a called strike 3. 2 outs.
Third strikeout for Liu.
Number 6, Felix Tena.
Talking about that Bay County game, it went extra innings. An 8-5 win for Bay County, Michigan. First game of the World Series. Put the Dominican Republic in the losers bracket, but they've cruised since having that 1 loss in the opening game. Beating Austria, coming back and beating Bay County. Then Youngstown earlier today. Now popped up into center field. It's Tien going back, and he makes the grab, and that will end the inning. A hit and 1 left on to the second for the Dominican Republic. We've played 2 here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. It's the Dominican Republic 2, Chinese Taipei nothing at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for coming and sharing this time with the family here this afternoon.
Stay strong. See you at the field. You want to finish? Go finish for him. Go finish for your grandfather right now. Yes, sir. Everybody with him?
Sir.
They play in all corners of the world. Boys and girls each learning the true value that only teamwork, competition, and sportsmanship can provide. Each year, more than 500,000 participants of all ages proudly represent Pony on baseball and softball diamonds of all sizes. Everyone deserves a chance to learn and play the game. They're our players today. They'll be our leaders in the future. Pony, making a difference in your neighborhood and all over our world.
Earlier games today, Chinese Taipei already with one win over Youngstown, Ohio, 4-0. Long Beach, California defeating Mexico 8-2. Youngstown had to play then the Dominican Republic, the Dominican beating Ohio 11-6. And then Brownsville, Texas taking down Mexico 4-0. Here in our fifth game of the day, we still have one more for you this evening as California will take on Texas. Here, Chinese Taipei. In the top of the third inning, ground ball to the left side by Wong Bo Rui. Throw the first from Tavares would be the first out of the inning.
Sun peeking out here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. Haven't seen it in a while. Saw some of it this morning, but right now turning into a very nice evening.
Had a small rain delay in an earlier game. Kao Guang now batting for Chinese Taipei. First pitch to him in the dirt. Just a brief, about a half-hour weather delay, and really, I think we could have played through the rain. It was a strike of lightning that really caused that delay. One-0 pitch. Bouncer to the right side. Slow roller picked up there by Baez. Shuffle over to first base. 2 down.
Number 1, Tian-Su Chi.
Tian-Su Chi now will bat for Chinese Taipei. Top of the third inning. Again, we're only playing 5. 2 outs and bases empty. First pitch to Tien is a called strike. Been really impressed with Caraballo this far on the mound. I know we saw the perfect game earlier for Chinese Taipei, but Caraballo looks good.
I did not see their game earlier today, but the other games that I've seen, he's the best pitcher I've seen for them so far.
For the Dominican Republic, for sure. 2 balls, 1 strike now to count to Tien. Ten different pitchers being used by the Dominican Republic. They've played 4 games. This is game 5 compared to Chinese Taipei playing just their 3rd of this series. Ball in the dirt there to Tien. 3 balls and a strike now to count. One pitch fouled away here by Tien. In 14 of its 15 appearances, and now 15 of 16, Chinese Taipei has at least made it to the division finals. Payoff pitch is a bouncer to the right side. Played in the air by Baez off a big hop. And he completes the putout at first base. Chinese Taipei goes down in order in the top of the 3rd. We played 2.5 here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. The Dominican Republic 2, Chinese Taipei nothing at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Kick off the fall season at the 48th Annual Washington and Greene Counties Covered Bridge Festival, presented by EQT, September 15th and 16th. Held at 10 locations featuring a variety of craft and food vendors, historical reenactments, and entertainment. But the celebration just starts here. We have something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Why don't you make a weekend of it? Plan your stay today at visitwashingtoncountypa.com and see what you've been missing.
Sheets, feel the love.
With us here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, Yaguate, Dominican Republic, leading Chinese Taipei 2-0 here in Washington Park. Leading off for the Dominican Republic, Daniel Vasquez. First pitch to Vasquez is a called strike. Cesar Aguas Viva and Rikendi Martinez due to bat this inning for the Dominican Republic. A 1 pitch to Vasquez. Thought about it, laid off, a ball outside. Oh for 1 today. One pitch. Vasquez squared around a bunt to say he pulled the bat back. Sun is shining now on the field. 2-1 pitch. Ball and dirt makes the count, 3-1. Plenty of rain yesterday washing us out. Late in the day, had to move some games to this morning, shrink the games to 5 innings. Even on my way here, it was a complete downpour. I got nervous. 3-1 delivery. Called strike 2. Just so scattered and spotty are the showers. Payoff pitch coming to Vasquez. Fouled away. Dominican Republic scoring its 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. A single by Tana, and then a 2-run home run by Rikendi Martinez, who will be up in this inning. Again, the 3-2 delivery. Fouled away once again by Vasquez, staying alive. Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4. Took Vasquez a while to get there, but finally does get the walk. That one just missing the outside corner. Chen trying to frame it up. And puts the leadoff batter aboard. Nobody out. Good, Mark, sorry.
Second walk given up by Liu, and you know, again, we talked about it earlier, Nate. We're Dominican Republic batting here in the bottom of the third. If you're Chinese Taipei, you know, a 2-0 deficit is doable, but you only got a couple of more cracks at it right now, so you don't want to fall any farther behind.
Aguas Viva squares around the bunt, pulls it back, but takes the called strike. Struck out his first time up back in the first inning. Liu's 0-1. Runner goes, slapped to the left side, scooped up by the shortstop Wong, and he sails it over the first baseman's head. Vasquez will take third. Runners on the corners with nobody out for the Dominican Republic. runner was going. And that ball just way over the head of Wong at first. No chance at all. He'd have to be 15 feet tall to catch that one. So runners on the corners and nobody out. And again, we're going to have a visit to the mound from the Chinese Taipei coach.
Well, starting the runner to do a couple of things, stay out of a double play, and that was certainly a double play ball. But again, if you're the Dominican Republic, you want to try to add on when you get an opportunity. Martinez hit the home run earlier, just clearing the fence left of the scoreboard. That's that two-run homer, the only runs of the ball game right now, but the Dominican Republic threatening here with runners at first and third and nobody out in the third inning.
Much different than what Chinese Taipei saw earlier today. A great performance from Wu Xinji.
Number 8, Rikendi Martinez.
Pitching the perfect game in 5 innings for Chinese Taipei. First error of the ball game charged to Chinese Taipei. And Rikendi Martinez, who had that big home run that gave the Dominican Republic the 2-0 lead, is at the plate. A 2-0 lead for the Dominican. Bottom of the third inning. Nobody out with runners on the corners. First pitch to Martinez. Fastball low for a ball. The Dominican only with 3 hits. Another timeout here. Manager Chu Shi-tang. It looks like we are going to have a pitching change after that. I point out to right field. And I believe that is Wu.
It is. He had the perfect game earlier today.
Pitched the perfect game. He only used, again, it's only 5 innings. He only used 50-some-odd pitches, and he can go 95 pitches today. So we'll see what his pitch count was earlier. We'll double-check that with our stats folk and the official tournament folks, just to verify that how many pitches he has left for the day. Again, you can throw 95 in one day without any days of rest. It's a long trip, 7,700 miles from Chinese Taipei all the way to Washington, Pennsylvania. A couple of fans made that trip as well. Part of Taipei County. Boys on this team are from Ercheng Junior High School in Taipei. And this team here for the 4th time in the last 5 years. Last year, or 2 years ago, it was last year, Seoul, Korea. Okinawa, Japan was here in 2013. Chinese Taipei back-to-back appearances in 2012 and 2011. One ball, no strikes, the count to the batter, Martinez, who will face now a new pitcher. Again, it was a great performance earlier today. Something that we've never seen in Pony League World Series is a complete game, perfect game. Did have one pitcher Mark mentioned earlier that went 7 innings perfect, but did not finish that game. It went into extra innings and did not get credited with a complete game, but Wu earlier getting that complete game. So a bunch of changes coming. This is game 5 of today. Had Mark Uriah with me for the previous one, this one, and the next one. Randy Gore and Lanny Fratteri and the call earlier today. Yeah, Wu Xinji tossed the first perfect complete game in the history of the Pony League World Series in a 4-0 win over Youngstown earlier this morning. The two teams combined for the fewest hits in a game, matching a 2013 no-hitter. That was not a perfect game.
All right, into the ball game to play right field is number 7, Nie Shi-jae. Wu Xinji, who was in right, comes in to pitch, and Liu, who was pitching, is out of the ball game. So Nie goes in the number 8 spot in the batting order.
So Wu back on the pitcher's mound today after throwing the 5-inning perfect game. See if he can keep the streak going. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Dominican Republic with a 2-0 lead. Daniel Vasquez led things off with a walk from Liu. Cesar Aguas Viva grounded one of the shortstop that Wong sailed over his head. Put runners on the corners now with nobody out. A 1-0 count to Martinez as Wu picks things up. First pitch to him is blown by Martinez to even up the count at 1-1. One delivery is low. Martinez and a big 2-run home run to give the Dominican Republic this lead. 2-1 pitch, runner goes, fouled away by Martinez. Dominican Republic likes this hit and run.
Well, they've been very aggressive on the bases throughout the series. And they are trying to force another game between these two teams again tomorrow morning at 10, with the winner then going to the championship game. If Chinese Taipei can come back and win, then they go straight to the championship game tomorrow night.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Now to Martinez. Still nobody out with runners on the corners here for the Dominican Republic. Runner goes again, fouled away. By the way, Wu, who comes into the ball game to pitch after the 5-inning perfect game, he has 38 pitches left to throw today. So realistically, only playing 5 innings here, he could go the rest of the way if he does it quickly. 2-2 pitch, check over to first base instead. Aguas Viva back in, standing up.
And the fact is he cannot pitch tomorrow, so you might as well use him today.
Two delivery, runner goes again, throw down to second base, and he's out. Aguas Viva caught stealing, and Vasquez never left third base.
That's the part that surprises me.
Tagged him on the side. Aguas Viva trying to get his left hand in there. So still a runner at third. Good arm there from Chen. That was a pinpoint throw down to second base. That's the thing, when you get to this level, you can make those kind of throws. You can throw it down to second when there's a runner at third. And a called strike 3. Wu's walking off, but that's only 2 outs. Beautiful pitch. He came off that mound with confidence, thinking that was the end of the inning.
And now he's got to reset and get another batter here. But boy, what an accomplishment it would be, or what a momentum builder it would be for Chinese Taipei if they can get out of this inning, first and third, nobody out. They can get out of it without giving up any runs.
Well, that pickoff or that caught stealing really down at second base could be huge.
And that's the way to slow down an aggressive running game, is start throwing some people out.
Tavares at the plate. He walked his first time up. Time called. So 2 outs with Vasquez at third. He reached on a walk at the beginning of this inning. Moved to third on a 2-base error. First pitch to Tavares, fouled away. I don't think that's something we've seen, Mark. Now they're playing. We haven't seen teams play 2 games in one day, but a pitcher come back into the game. 0-1 pitch is a called strike 2.
And, you know, there was some discussion here about exactly how that rule reads, and would you be able to come back in a situation like this. And, you know, you think about what they do at the major league level, they would never consider doing that. You got to wonder if, with young arms, if that's a good idea, and maybe that's something they might change in the future.
Ball outside. Wu comes off the mound again. The whole infield was running in thinking that was strike 3. That was a good pitch. You see the movement on that ball? He's got a ton of movement. Looked pretty good. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, the count to Tavares. Wu's delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that ends the inning. Dominican Republic had runners on the corners with nobody out, but Wu checks into the ball game. He strikes out 2 batters. A walk, an error, 1 left on in the inning for the Dominican Republic. We've played 3 here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. It's the Dominican Republic 2, Chinese Taipei nothing at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
For 35 years, the C. Harper name has stood for more than just an honest deal on a good car. It has stood for family. With his wife Cheryl, Casey Harper has nurtured the business to become one of the largest in the region. Children Casey Jr. and Cassandra, son-in-law Bill, and grandson Cassius are all part of the team, along with the devoted staff and lifelong customers who we consider family too. For 35 years, this has been our life. We thank you, our customers, for making it part of yours.
Chinese Taipei at the plate. Great day on the mound for Wu. A couple of strikeouts in that inning after coming back in after pitching the perfect game earlier today. And now at the plate, trailing the Dominican Republic 2-0 as we go to the top of the 4th.
Now if Chinese Taipei comes back to win this game, we'll look back to that situation there and
1-0 pitch to Chen foul away.
Sorry, Nate, but that's just a huge, it would be a huge turning point in the game for Chinese Taipei if they're able to come back and win.
One pitch, ground ball up the middle to the left side, scooped up by Vasquez. It's short, throw to first in time. Great stretch from Aguas Viva. Good speed there from Chen. Aguas Viva with the stretch as Chen tried to dive in head first. The stretch there by Aguas Viva, wow.
And that foot very nearly came off the bag.
Now here's been the all-star of the day. Wu grounds one up the middle, that's a base hit. Been great on the mound and now has a hit in the ball game. As Wang Zhejiang comes to the plate. Chinese Taipei trailing 2-0, top of the 4th inning. 1 out now with Wu at first base. And we'll have a visit to the mound here. Juan Caraballo has given up just 3 hits for the Dominican Republic. He's had a strong arm. We've seen him get up to 82, 83 miles per hour with his fastball here.
Pinch hitter as well, looks like.
A meeting on the mound to see if they will change pitchers. Doesn't quite look like it. They're just going to have a conversation here. Wu at first base after the 1-out base hit. Caraballo will stay in to pitch. A 2-0 lead for the Dominican Republic over Chinese Taipei. How about this? Chinese Taipei hasn't been shut out since its 3rd game of the 2001 Pony League World Series. against Puerto Rico 2-0. Their last loss. Last time Chinese Taipei lost, Mark, the 2014 championship game against Hilo, Hawaii. Now, Chinese Taipei wasn't here a season ago. Seoul, Korea was the representative of the Asia-Pacific zone.
Kuo Shu Wei, the pinch hitter here for Wang Zhizhong, the first baseman.
So Kuo at the plate. Runner goes, fouled away.
He's 0 for 2 in the series.
No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Kuo. Wu asking for timeout at first base, has to tie his shoe. Caraballo at 43 pitches now. 0-2 delivery. Ground ball to the right side. That's a base hit. And Wu will hold up at second. Throw to second to try to get him as he was stepped off the bag. But he's there. No problem. Back-to-back base hits put runners at first and second base for Chinese Taipei with just 1 out here in the top of the 4th.
Kuo going the other way. Wu probably could have gotten that foot back on the bag a little more quickly than he did. That throw back behind him and tag was a little closer than it needed to be.
Chen Qiutang now bats for Chinese Taipei. Tying run at first base for Chinese Taipei now. First pitch fouled away by Chen to the backstop. Nate Rigotti alongside Mark Uriah. In for the second shift today. Landy Fratteri and Randy Gore had the call the first 3 games. 6 5-inning games being played today. That's going to be a Pony League World Series first. 0-1 pitch. Fouled away again by Chen. No balls, 2 strikes to Chen Qiutang. 1 out, runners at first and second base. Caraballo delivers home. That's a ball high. Chinese Taipei with wins over Korea, Australia, India, and Japan in the qualifying tournament for the Asia-Pacific zone. 1-2 pitch, high and away. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count. Here to Chen. Caraballo delivers inside, and now full count. Caraballo losing him here. Was ahead in the count 0-2. Now it's a 3-2 count to Chen.
Best scoring opportunity that Chinese Taipei has had so far in this game. Got a runner to second base in each of the first and second innings, but each time with 2 outs.
The payoff pitch. Chen fouls it away.
Runners were going with 1 out.
Third baseman Tavares playing in just a little bit. Even with the bag. Again, the 3-2 delivery. Runners go, and it's high for ball 4. Bases are loaded for Chinese Taipei. Back-to-back base hits, and then the walk loads the bases. And that was 4 straight balls there from Caraballo after being ahead in the count 0-2. And we'll have a visit to the mound here from the Dominican coaches. See what we're going to do here.
Nie Shijie is the scheduled hitter. He came on during the pitching change in the bottom of the third inning for Chinese Taipei. He only has one plate appearance in the series so far.
Yeah, it looks like Yang will bat. Conversation out of the mound, the umpire involved now. I believe we will. Will we have a pitching change?
I haven't seen anything yet that would indicate that.
Saw gloves change. Caraballo doesn't have a glove. He's going to come off. And we will have a pitching change here for the Dominican Republic. 1 out in this inning. Chinese Taipei after a ground out with 1 out at a base hit from Wu Xinji. And then Kuo, who came in as a pinch hitter, back-to-back base hits. Put runners at first and second base, then Caraballo walked Chen to load the bases here with just 1 out. Chinese Taipei trailing 2-0.
Christopher Calderon heading into the game and going out to left field.
Looks like we will see Calderon go to left. Ken, we've got another game coming up for you after this one. This is one division final. A win by Chinese Taipei would put them in the championship game tomorrow night. A win by the Dominican Republic here would force an if necessary game tomorrow at 10 o'clock. See the scorebook for Chinese Taipei. Looks a little bit different than mine. Also tonight, Long Beach, California taking on Brownsville, Texas in the other division final. If Long Beach wins that one, California will be in the championship game. If Texas wins that one, that will be an if necessary game tomorrow at 12:30. Chinese Taipei knocking on the door here.
Chinese Taipei, right fielder number 7, Ni Xu-ji, batting for the first time in this game.
Batting for Chinese Taipei is Ni Xu-ji. And a called strike as he pulled back the bunt. Oh, 1 pitch. Third baseman comes charging in, swing and a miss by Ni. Now behind in the count. 0-2.
Christopher Calderon enters the game, and he replaces the pitcher Caraballo in the batting order. Calderon goes to left field. I believe Eric Hernandez, who is in left, is now at first base, and Cesar Aguaviva, who is at first, is now the new pitcher.
0-2 pitch outside. Aguas Viva on the mound. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Aguas Viva comes in and gets the strikeout. 2 outs in the inning now. Base is still loaded for Chinese Taipei.
It is Hernandez at first base, so changes as I gave them to you.
I never doubt you, Mark Uriah.
Well, you should. You've just not been paying attention.
Yang Zhuqing, the 9-spot batter with the bases loaded with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. First pitch to him from Aguas Viva's a ball. You've been doing this just too long, Mark. Since 1984, you've been doing the Pony League World Series.
That is correct. I was a young man back then.
1-0 pitch. It's a pass ball, wild pitch, and breaking into the plate is Wu Xinji. Chinese Taipei cuts the lead in half. It's now 2-1, Dominican Republic. Just sailed past the catcher Morejo.
Yeah, no chance for Morejo.
Yang Zhuqing with one swing of the bat. Could totally change this ball game now. 2-1 lead for the Dominican Republic. Young takes a look at strike one. That was 8 years before I was born, by the way, Mark.
Thank you for that.
Just in case you forgot.
I was trying to.
2 balls, 1 strike. Make that strike 2.
Good pitch for Aguaviva, not giving in behind in the count.
Just catching the outer edge here. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count now to Young.
And you've got first base open, so no need to give in.
Runners at second and third. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Aguaviva with back-to-back strikeouts to get out of that inning. If he wouldn't have had that wild pitch, could have got out of it cleanly. We've played 3.5 here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. The Dominican Republic still holding a 2-1 lead over Chinese Taipei at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
If I just had a Dunkin' Run snack, I could probably think my way out of this. Okay, think.
The Dunkin' Run menu. Delicious $2 afternoon snacks.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities. That keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
World Series is presented in part by Dunkin' Donuts, by California University of Pennsylvania, by ANSYS, by Westbanco, and by UPMC.
Here in Washington, Pennsylvania, the home of the Whiskey Rebellion, pretty famous in American history. Some war reenactors here at the ballpark tonight. Glad to have you along here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. A couple of defensive changes for you for Chinese Taipei as Long Beach, California looks on, ready to play the next game against Brownsville, Texas in the other division final. Again, it is a double elimination division tournament until you get to the championship game, then it's winner take all. Wu Xinji still on the mound, has 28 pitches left after throwing a 5-inning perfect game earlier today. The Dominican Republic folks all excited. Rooting on this team still with a 1-run lead after giving up a run in the last inning. A wild pitch with the bases loaded allowed runner to score from third. And here to take you the rest of the way is the voice of the Pony League World Series, Mark Uriah.
Thank you, Nate. Some defensive changes for Chinese Taipei. Wang Hongqi is in at third base. Chen Cheng-yi is now in right field. Kuo Shu-wei, who hit for Wang earlier in that top of the fourth, stays in the game to play first base. And Eric Hernandez, the batter here, taking a strike from Wu Xinji. Fastball outside edge called strike, 0-2. Wu, who pitched 5 perfect innings, got a complete 5-inning perfect game. The first in Pony League World Series history. Earlier today, coming on in relief, pitch misses up and in. Hernandez has to duck underneath it. Hernandez 0 for 1 fly to left his first time up. But Wu came in with runners at first and third and nobody out, with his team trailing 2-0 in the third inning. Caught stealing and 2 strikeouts, got out of that inning unscathed. kept it what was a 2-0 deficit, then a run in the top of the fourth for Chinese Taipei to make it 2-1. Ball fouled back by Hernandez, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander Wu with the pitch. Ball hit well in the air to left center field. Tien, the center fielder, on the run, can't make the catch, hits just short of the fence. Hernandez stopping at second with a leadoff double. The Dominican Republic looking for an insurance run or more here in the bottom of the fourth to put the pressure on Chinese Taipei when they bat in the top of the fifth. And a good start to this bottom of the fourth with the double by Hernandez.
Good ball, hits right on the warning track, just less than a foot in front of that fence out there in left center, right between Yang and Tien.
Carlos Morejo, the batter. Singled in the second inning. Morejo wants, at the very least, to move Hernandez to third here. Wu checks second base. Now delivers. Fastball high.
Those 2 runs for the Dominican Republic coming back in the first inning. A Riquelme Martinez 2-run homer.
One-0 fastball again, missing just high.
Just 4 hits for each of these teams, and just staying above the letters.
Wu now with the 2-0 pitch. Gets a strike. Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series coming your way on 1450 AM, WJPA Washington. Video streaming through Pikewood Sports at plws.org and at mlb.com. 2-1 pitch. Skied, first base side. This one will get out of play.
Really cool, the partnership we've been able to build with Major League Baseball here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Yeah, I mentioned it, Dick's coming aboard. Washington County Tourism and the Washington County Chamber stepping up to just increase the visibility and the quality of this event. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Morejo waving at a pitch that was tailing away from him. Third strikeout for Wu. Had to get out of a tough situation when he came in an inning ago, and giving up the leadoff double here with his team down by 1. And facing a potential final at-bat in the top of the fifth inning. Has to try to keep any additional runs off the board here. Fastball inside edge called strike. Baez gave up on it. Baez reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. One strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Baez waving at one that ended up down and in the dirt off the plate outside.
Chase that one well away in the dirt.
Great movement on that pitch by Wu. Has to look so inviting coming in. By the time you start the bat, it's too late. Runner going. Ball hit in the air to left field. Yang going back. Got to the track, now comes in a couple of steps, will make the catch for the second out of the inning. Hernandez was off on the pitch, but had plenty of time to get back to second because that ball hung up in the air for quite some time.
Dominican Republic looking to add some insurance here, just up a run. Chinese Taipei really could have blown the game open in the top of the fourth.
Again, we're going to have some ceremonies after the game, but not long after this one concludes. Long Beach and Brownsville, Texas, going to square off in the final game of the day, but this one is far from over. 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth of a 5-inning ball game. Runner goes, pitch misses outside, no throw to third. So Hernandez 80 feet away with a 1-0 count now.
Hernandez with a good jump there. No throw to be had.
Christopher Calderon batting for the first time in the game. Came on in the top of the inning to play left field. He's 3 for 4 in the series. 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner for a called strike. Right-hander Wu Xinji for Chinese Taipei. Delivers. Misses low and away to the left-handed hitting Calderon.
I think the Chinese Taipei dugout like that one, just a little bit low.
Each team with 4 hits, each team with an error. But the Dominican Republic with a 2-1 lead and a runner at third with 2 outs here in the 4th. Pitch well off the plate outside. Chen had to extend out to reach that one. Otherwise, Hernandez would have had an opportunity to come down from third base. Again, that's a huge run in this ball game right now. Potential run, I guess, is the better way to put it. 3-1. Wu delivers. Called strike, fastball on the inside corner. Calderon backed off the plate. Ooh. So a full count now. And Wu delivers. Swing and a miss, gets the strikeout. And that will retire the side. A leadoff double. Hernandez is stranded at third. Last chance for Chinese Taipei going to the top of the 5th inning. They trail 2-1 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
As a mother of 3, I've seen the positive impact sports have on kids. At Dick's Sporting Goods, we believe everyone should have the chance to play. And if cost ever gets in the way, that goes against everything we believe. If you find a lower price from a competitor, we'll match it with our best price guarantee. Because it's not enough to offer you the best gear. We need to offer it at the best price.
Wonderful history here in Washington County. The Meadowcroft Rock Shelter and Historic Village relives 16,000 years of history in one day at the site of the oldest evidence of human existence in North America. And the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum, over 50 restored and antique trolley rides. Washington County, home to Pony Baseball and Softball World Headquarters.
Defensive change for the Dominican Republic as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Eric Hernandez, who was at first base, now goes out to right field. Riquelme Martinez, who is in right, now comes in to play first.
Eric Hernandez, Riquelme Martinez now playing first base. The Chinese Taipei leading off the 5th. The shortstop.
Last chance for Chinese Taipei. They need a run to tie here in the top of the 5th inning. They'll start at the top of the order. Huang Bo-Ri, who has grounded out twice in this game. Swings at the first pitch, hits a sinking liner in the right field, and that's going to get by the center fielder, Tena, and roll to the fence. Huang going to stop at second base, tying run at second with nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. A great reaction by Huang when he got to second base.
You can just hear the reaction of the Chinese Taipei dugout, too. That one was stroked all the way to the wall.
Tena didn't take the best angle for that ball. Huang with the double flex when he got to second base.
Tying run in scoring position.
Kawei Guang shows bunch early here. He has also grounded out twice in this game. Cesar Aguaviva turns towards second, but does not throw back. And a mound visit coming up here for the Dominican Republic. Basilio Vizcaino, the manager for the Dominicans.
Chinese Taipei, again, has not lost a game since the championship game in 2014. It was a 3-2 loss to Hilo, Hawaii. After that, they won undefeated. In 2015 and 2016, they claimed the Pony League World Series title. They did not make the tournament in 2017. But it's been a while since Chinese Taipei has lost here at Lou Hayes Pony Field. So far, Chinese Taipei 1 run on 5 hits in the air. Dominican Republic 2 runs on just 4 hits.
Kao squaring to bunt. Now a throw back to second base, but Huang was not far off the bag, just a couple of steps, able to get back easily.
You have to be careful with throwing it away. The more times you put the ball in the air, the bigger the risk of throwing it away is.
Kao pulls back after squaring to bunt, takes a ball outside, especially when you don't really have that much of a chance to get the runner. I mean, again, he was only a couple of steps off the bag.
This Chinese Taipei dugout's not giving up, though. They're having fun.
1-0 pitch is a fastball high. Again, if Chinese Taipei wins this game, they're in the championship game tomorrow night. If the Dominican Republic wins, they'll play again tomorrow morning at 10. 2-0 pitch. Bunted, foul up the third base line. Going to get some activity in the bullpen for Chinese Taipei. I believe it's going to be Kuo Shu Wei.
Only 9 pitches left for Wu before he has to come out of the game. So we get an arm fresh for Chinese Taipei in case you tie this ball game or take a lead.
2-1 pitch, this time bunted fair, and a throw to third is not going to be in time. Sliding in ahead of the tag is Huang. Safe at first is Kao, and boy, you probably got to go to first and get the out there.
You got to at least try. It is a fielder's choice, so they will not give Kao the hit. But man, that was a beautiful bunt from Kao Wang-Guang.
So now runners at the corners. Coming into the heart of the order for Chinese Taipei. Tien-Su Chie, 1 for 2. Takes upstairs for a ball. Carlos Morejo faked a throw to first and then looked toward third. If you're on base now for Chinese Taipei, you've got to be very careful. Can't afford to get picked off.
Dominican Republic hasn't scored since the first inning.
Show of bunt. Pulling back, taking a ball with a runner, Kao going to second. Uncontested. 2 balls, no strikes to Tien.
Don't forget this is an elimination game for the Dominican Republic. Losing would mean going home. Chinese Taipei could lose and play an, if necessary, game tomorrow against the Dominican Republic.
And now Basilio Vizcaino out of the dugout again, and we will get a pitching change.
This is where that 5-inning thing becomes so difficult to handle, because you can always ask that question, what if something happens here, no matter what happens here. If it's a 1-run game, either way, you always got to think, well, what could have happened if we went 7 innings? And that's where the weather has just changed the whole dynamic of this 2018 Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. We were supposed to play Friday night, had 2 games canceled Friday. Supposed to get a bunch of games in yesterday, had those games postponed until this morning, had to bump it to 5 games.
And Boris Tavares will be the new pitcher. He's worked 1 inning in the series with no record, and he has struck out the 3 batters that he faced in that inning, and it's just going to be a straight change. Tavares into pitch, and Aguas Viva to third base.
1 more game left for you here tonight. Long Beach, California against Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville, Texas out of the loser's bracket. Long Beach out of the winner's bracket in the division finals. Both teams looking on in anticipation for their game coming up next. Long Beach trying to advance to the championship game on Wednesday night, as is Chinese Taipei.
Always nice to take a souvenir baseball home from the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. So 2 balls, no strikes to Tien as the right-hander Tavares takes over. Again, runners at first and third, nobody out. Top of the 5th inning of a 5-inning ball game. Chinese Taipei down 2-1, and taking a strike is Tien, 2-1. He showed bunt there. He may have been taking until he got a strike. Let's see what he does here. Runners at second and third after the steal earlier. Fastball fouled straight back, 2-2.
Chinese Taipei scored the go-ahead run over Japan in the top half of an inning.
Swing and a miss at the 2-2 pitch. Tien down on strikes. First out of the inning. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at second now with 1 out for the cleanup hitter, Chen Cheng-Yi, who is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice.
You can see how much these kids want to win, too. See the frustration on Tien's face.
And Boris Tavares with the first pitch to Chen. It's a fastball high.
I think that's my favorite thing about the Pony League World Series is that they're kids. You just see them having fun and making memories. And this is an experience most kids never get. These kids won't ever forget.
1-0 pitch hit in the air to right field. This should be deep enough to get the tying run home. Hernandez makes the catch. Tagging from third. His long throw is in time, but the tag not put on. A head-first slide by Huang just did beat the tag of Morejo. And that ties the game at 2. Now with 2 down here in the top of the 5th. That's a great throw by Hernandez. I thought that ball was plenty deep enough to score.
Couldn't believe the arm that he had on the air from right field to home plate. And man, just sliding in past that tag was Huang.
Great camera work there on the video stream to see that Huang clearly got that hand in there across the plate before the tag. Also, Kyle went to third base, so he's there with 2 down.
Here's Wu Sin-ji. Still has 9 pitches left after throwing the perfect game earlier today and coming into this one in relief.
Wu takes ball 1 outside. Tavares with the stretch. 1-0 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Morejo scoops it.
It was really a great throw from right field. Just a little bit too far up the line from home plate.
2-0 pitch. Fastball outside.
Love the jump that Cal gets off of third base. Gets this big lead, and he'll use that body momentum, take a couple more steps as soon as the ball is released.
Now the 3-0, showing bunt. Now we get a wild pitch coming down from third, and a head-first slide, go-ahead run. Cal scores, and it's 3-2 for Chinese Taipei.
Chinese Taipei has now scored 2 runs on wild pitches.
Boy, 3-0 pitch. And Wu squaring to bunt, clearly taking, with the ball in the dirt. And Chinese Taipei with 1 in the 4th, 2 here in the top of the 5th to take a 3-2 lead.
Well, how about Wu, who was walked? That was ball 4. He stood there. He could have taken off for first and tried to get to second there. He stood there, told his teammate to slide.
Now Kuo Shu Wei batting for the 2nd time in the game. He singled his first time up. Pinch hit in the 4th for Wong and stayed in the game to play first base. 1-0 pitch with a runner going. Outside for a ball. Throw down to second base. One hopping in there. And the ball gets into center field. Wu going to come to third. Throw not in time there. Stolen base. An error on Morejo on the throw.
6 straight balls now thrown by Aguas Viva.
And now a big insurance run at third base. for Chinese Taipei. I assume this is going to be an intentional walk here, because the count was 2-0 and Kuo is going to first base. I can't think of any other reason except for intentional walk.
Makes sense. They have the force out at first or second.
Chen Qiuteng, the batter. He's walked twice in this game. Now the pressure on the Dominican Republic to try to keep this a one-run deficit. And then they'll have to tie it in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitch in the dirt, back to the screen. Coming down from third and scoring is Wu. It's now 4-2. And taking second is Kuo.
3 of Chinese Taipei's 4 runs have come on wild pitches. Scoring from third base. Wow. It's got to be frustrating for the Dominican Republic.
And Kuo at second with 2 down. 1 ball, no strike count to Chen. Pitch over the head of Morejo, back to the screen again, and another wild pitch, moving Kuo to third.
Dominican trying to throw Kuo out there. Not quite as speedy as some of his teammates. Not sure if he'll try to take home.
Two balls, no strikes. Pitch to Chen. Soft liner just over the outstretched glove of Baez into right field. Kuo scores from third. It's 5-2 for Chinese Taipei.
What an inning for Chinese Taipei.
Great effort by Baez, but just beyond his reach.
Just a good solid hit there from Chen. His first hit of the ball game.
Now Hwang Hong-Chae to bat. Runner go off from first on the first pitch. Throw down, not in time. Knocked down by the second baseman Baez to keep it from, I mean, it still trickled into center field, but Chen was on his belly and no chance to advance after that.
Got a huge jump there.
One ball, no strikes. Fastball fouled back by Hwang. Hwang entered the game in the bottom half of the 4th to play third base. 1-1 pitch, fastball upstairs. Four runs in here in the top of the 5th inning for Chinese Taipei to wipe out what was a 2-1 deficit. Pitch fouled off by Hwang, 2-2.
Hard to believe Dominican Republic was playing such a good game. Didn't allow a run until the 4th. But Chinese Taipei exploding here in this 5th inning.
Chen leads from second. Tavares with the stretch and the 2-2 pitch. Runner going from second, swing, and a foul tip held on to by the catcher Morejo. The strikeout ends the inning, but 4 runs in the top of the 5th for Chinese Taipei on 2 hits. 1 error and 1 left on. Last chance now for the Dominican Republic going to the bottom of the 5th inning. They trail Chinese Taipei 5-2 here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
If you love a good county fair, the West Alexander Fair is a must. September 3rd to the 8th, we'll be wrecking cars at the Demolition Derby, showcasing animals, judging baked goods, enjoying food, music, and more. It's a week where the world stops for a little old-fashioned fun, but the party just starts here. We have something for everyone. Indoors, outdoors, history, sports, gaming, fun. Why don't you make a weekend of it? Plan your stay today at visitwashingtoncountypa.com and see what you've been missing.
This is a facility that was literally built brick by brick. Footage from the 1950s as Lou Hayes Pony Field was constructed here in Washington, Pennsylvania, and through the years, it has been the home to Pony League World Series Championship play, and obviously through the years, expansions, additions, and the field today looks absolutely gorgeous.
Lights? Yeah, talk to the press box. Okay.
Back here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series, what a game we've had between Chinese Taipei and the Dominican Republic. Dominican Republic 2 runs in the bottom of the first inning. That 2-0 lead held up. And again, shortened games to 5 innings because of the rain delays yesterday. 6 games played today, all 5 innings. So 1 at the top of the 4th for Chinese Taipei to make it 2-1, and then 4 in the top of the 5th. They lead it 5-2, but the way this Dominican Republic team can hit the ball, they are not out of this by any stretch of the imagination.
They've only had 4 hits in this ballgame, though, 2 of them coming in that first inning when they put up those 2 runs.
Starting at the top of the order, Wu Xinjie has 9 pitches left before he hits the limit for the day, and his first one misses low and away to Felix Tena, who's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the first.
95 is the cap, but he can finish his last batter, so they do not have to interrupt that at bat.
1-0 pitch. Fastball, outside edge called strike. Tena did not like the call.
Still has his stickers on his helmet donated by Rawlings.
The right-hander Wu, who threw 5 perfect innings earlier today, misses inside, 2-1. A good pitch. That didn't miss by much, maybe more low than inside.
I think that dropped just enough not to get the call.
2-1 pitch. Tena fouls a fastball straight back. Two balls, 2 strikes. Dominican Republic where they would like to be, starting at the top of the batting order here. Stretch by Wu with the bases empty and a 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed low and away. Tena able to lay off, which is not an easy thing to do with 2 strikes. Full count. And Wu delivers. Fouled back out of play.
Well, Tena giving him some work here before he has to come out of the game because of the pitch count rule.
Tena do another 3-2 pitch. Wu delivers. Called, strike 3 on the breaking ball. 4th strikeout for Wu. What great pitch there. Now 36 pitches in this game.
Has 2 more to work with.
And Daniel Vasquez, who is 0 for 1 plus a walk, steps in. First pitch fouled off out of play. And again, Nate, let's go back to the 3rd inning when Wu entered the game. Runners at 1st and 3rd and nobody out. A caught stealing, and then Wu struck out the next 2 batters to get out of that. At that time, as that pitch misses 1-1, the Dominican Republic was up 2-0. Couldn't add to the lead there. And then the leadoff double in the 4th inning by Hernandez, and Wu able to retire the next 3 batters.
Yeah, Hernandez doubled and stole 3rd, and Couldn't get him across either. Back-to-back innings. Dominican Republic had a runner 80 feet away and couldn't get him across.
Fouled out of play to the right side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. .1450 a.m. WJPA Washington, proud to bring you the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series. Great job by our friends at Pikewood Sports to bring you the video stream at PLWS.org and MLB.com. 1-2 pitch to Vasquez. A soft liner into left center field. Shaded that way was Young, the center fielder. He runs it down for the second out of the inning.
And that should be it for Wu here. He will have to come out of the game.
Wu Sin-ji has reached his daily pitch.
And I'm not sure everybody realizes that. PA announcer Bob Gregg has to broadcast it across the announcing system before they finally realize it. He has reached his pitch count limit, just 1 out away from finishing this ball game. So someone's going to have to come in here to pitch for Chinese Taipei. But what an effort today by this young man. He's been so good.
Guo Shu-wei was warming up earlier. He's coming toward the pitching mound. See, it looks like he's going to change gloves here, so it looks like he will be the new pitcher.
Wu Sin-ji with a 5-inning perfect game earlier today in a win for Chinese Taipei. Come to this game in relief and has just been tremendous. And he has to come out 1 out away from getting this win. Well, need a pitcher. And man, Dominican Republic started out this game strong. 3 hits in the first 2 innings, but just 1 since. Right now, the Dominican Republic 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 errors. Dominican also has left 4 men stranded today. For Chinese Taipei, 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 6 men left on base in today's contest.
Left fielder Chen Cheng-yi, who was in right field, is now playing third base. Sin-Jin Ye looks like he re-enters to play right field.
So Kuo will be the new pitcher. Guo Shu-wei, right-handed pitcher, pitching from the stretch with nobody on. Just 1 out away. Chinese Taipei going to the championship game once again. Chinese Taipei won the Pony League World Series back-to-back years in 15 and 16. Lost the championship in 2014. Actually lost 3 in a row. Lost in 2011 and 2012. Once to Laredo, Texas. Once to Long Beach, California. Chinese Taipei with 8 Pony League World Series titles. That's second most, only to California, who has 22, and Long Beach with a chance to clinch its spot in the championship game. Coming up after this one, Long Beach will take on Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville trying to force an if-necessary game.
It's Wu Sin-ji in right field, re-entering. Well, actually, he was pitching and goes back out to right field, excuse me.
Fans watching on.
So Guo Shu-wei going to try to get the final out here. And he's got some tough hitters to face. Cesar Aguasviva here, who's had a big series. He's 0 for 2 tonight, reached on an error. First pitch, fastball outside edge for a called strike. 4 home runs in the series for Aguasviva. The good news for Chinese Taipei and Kuo, if he hits one out here, you're still up by a pair. 1 strike curveball stays up and in. Chinese Taipei 1 out away from going to the championship game tomorrow night. 1-1 curveball, swing and a miss. Aguasviva with a big cut, but expecting fastball and way out in front. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kuo stretches and delivers. And that ball is hit high and deep to left field. There's the 5th home run of the series for Cesar Aguas Viva to make it a 5-3 ball game.
He crushed that ball. Crushed it. Everyone in this ballpark knew that thing was out of here.
So hold the celebration.
Rakendi Martinez.
And now Rakendi Martinez. He's hit a 2-run homer. He hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, accounting for the lone 2 Dominican Republic runs prior to that shot by Aguas Viva.
Becomes the 8th player to hit 5 home runs in 1 Pony League World Series. The record is 6, set by 3 different people. 2 did it in 2013, and last person to do it was Lin Chen-Soon of Chinese Taipei in 2016.
Chinese Taipei with action in the bullpen. Lin En-Yu. First pitch fastball outside to Martinez. Kuo Shu Wei with the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball outside corner, called strike.
We saw Martinez that went out of the park back in the first inning.
So he's hit a pair of home runs in the series as well. He asks for time now. (5-3). Chinese Taipei leading. 1-1 pitch. Fastball high. Again, if the Dominican Republic can come back and win, these 2 teams will meet again tomorrow morning at 10 to see who goes to the championship game. If Chinese Taipei can hold on here, they go to the title game. Pitch upstairs again, 3-1. Martinez trying to get on and bring the tying run to the plate. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Good pitch, keeping it down and away from Martinez.
And the Dominican was down to its last strike last batter, and Aguas Viva hit it out of the ballpark.
Pitch in a pretty hittable location there, about belled high on the outside part of the plate.
That was a big cut.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Kuo with the pitch. Missed upstairs. Ball 4. And now Amboros Tavares can tie it up with 1 swing of the bat. He has a home run in the series.
Got to think, if Wu had 1 more pitch, what would have happened? Because he can finish that batter.
And a mound visit before Tavares will come to the plate. Mentioned that Lin was warming up in the bullpen. And we're going to get the change, I think. Actually, Young-Soo Ching, the left fielder, coming in here.
And that's going to be it for Kuo on the mound. Kuo's going to come out of the game. Oh boy, there's all kind of changes going on out here, Mark.
Well, what we can tell you is Young-Soo Ching will come in to pitch.
It's been an exciting game. The Dominican Republic took the lead in the bottom of the first inning. A single by Felix Tena, and back-to-back strikeouts, and Martinez hit a 2-run home run to give the Dominican Republic a 2-0 advantage. They held that all the way until the top of the 4th inning, when the Chinese Taipei was able to bring across Wu Sin-ji on a wild pitch, cut the lead in half to 2-1, and then Chinese Taipei exploding in the top of the 5th inning, scoring 4 runs on just 2 hits, though. 3 of those 4 runs scored from third base on wild pitches. Able to come across and score. I'm sorry, 2 of those 4 runs. 3 of the 5 have been on wild pitches. Also RBI hits for Chen and Chen Cheng-Yi and Chen Xiutang, able to get RBIs in this ball game for Chinese Taipei.
These changes for Chinese Taipei.
So Kuo, who was pitching,
Now
goes to
pitching,
first base.
Number 15, Yang Su Ching. Now playing left field, number 10, Chen Chong-Yi. Now playing first base, number 11, Kuo Shu-Wei.
Chinese Taipei just 1 out away.
Now playing third base, number 5,
They were down to 1 strike away twice. Solo home run and now a walk to Martinez. Puts the tying run at the plate for the Dominican Republic with 2 outs.
Wang Hong Che, who was at first base, goes over to third. And Young, the 4th pitcher of the game for Chinese Taipei, trying to get the final out. And Boris Tavares 0 for 1 today, plus a walk. First pitch to him. Breaking ball called strike. Aguas Viva with a 2-out home run to make it 5-3. Martinez with a walk. Now the 1-strike pitch. Another breaking ball. Just missed there inside, it appeared. One ball, 1 strike. Stretch by the right-hander, Young, and the pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Appeal to first base, no swing.
Thought about it. On the inner edge.
Two balls, 1 strike. Young's pitch drilled but fouled down the left field line. 2-2.
Right above the bullpen. Go ahead.
Third straight batter that has gone to 2 strikes here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Interesting, in this situation, this is the first pitching appearance for Young in the series.
What a situation to come into.
Exactly. Thanks, coach. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Martinez, the runner at first. The pitch to Tavares. Hits it on the ground. Knocked down behind the bag at third by Huang, but he'll have no play. Tying run after the base hit. Infield single by Tavares. Martinez at second. Tying run at first. Potential game-winning run in the person of Eric Hernandez at the plate.
Hernandez with a double already in this game.
And 3 home runs in the series.
Chinese Taipei had the Dominican batters down to 2 strikes 3 different times now with 2 outs. Aguas Viva, Martinez, and Tavares all had 2 strikes on them.
Hernandez trying to disrupt Young a little bit just as he was going to go into his motion, asked for time. First pitch to Martinez is low. And he has hit some bombs in this series. Young with the stretch. 1-0 pitch. Misses in the dirt, blocked by Chen. Lost it momentarily at his feet, but runners have to stay put. And you better be sure you can advance at this point in the game.
Everybody on this Dominican team can hit the ball, so it's not like you should intentionally walk anybody, especially with Hernandez being the go-ahead run.
2-0 curveball stayed up around the letters, and a big cut by Hernandez, but came up empty.
Just a little bit high. Chased it upstairs. He wanted all of it, man. It's a big swing.
We may see another pitching change here.
This will be the 4th pitcher of the inning.
is an illegally parked vehicle.
Wu started this inning off. He had 9 pitches to go. He struck out the first batter, got a fly out to left field, the second batter, and could not go anymore as he reached 95.
And we're going to have players moving all over the place again.
Immediately or it will be towed.
This is Lin En-Yu, who was warming up in the bullpen. We have seen him briefly here in the series. He's pitched 1 inning, walked 2, struck out 1.
All of this action for the Dominican Republic coming with 2 outs. Aguas Viva was down to 2 strikes, and he smacked that huge home run to left field. Kenny Martinez drew the walk on a full count pitch. Tavares was down to 2 strikes when he hit the single. Now Hernandez at the plate.
I believe Hwang Hung-Chae started the inning at first, went over to third, now going back to first again.
Hernandez will have a 2-1 count when he gets back to the plate.
Enters in the 6th spot.
Chinese Taipei just trying to hang on.
Place of Kuo, and is now pitching.
Kuo, the first who was playing first base, is now out of the game.
Now pitching, number 13, Lin
Double
En-Yu.
check on the rest of the infield here, and particularly who we have at third. It's Chen Cheng-Yi back at third, which means we've got a new left fielder as well. Two balls, 1 strike to Eric Hernandez. 5-3, Chinese Taipei leads, bottom of the 5th inning for the Dominican Republic. Swing and a miss, big cut by Hernandez. Pitch coming in at 75 miles per hour from Lin. Hernandez missed it. Boy, that was right down Broadway. 2-2. 4th straight batter now with 2 strikes and 2 outs in the bottom of the inning. Pitch well off the plate outside. Chen had to reach out and snare it. Runners will be off on the 3-2 pitch. That's significant as well. Eric Hernandez 1 for 2 today. Could walk it off with 1 swing of the bat. Turning and throwing to second base is Lin, but Hwang, the shortstop, was near the bag but not on it.
I like that move because, like you said, you know those runners are going to take off here.
After 2 outs, we've had a home run, a walk, and a base hit. And now a 3-2 count on Eric Hernandez. The pitch from Lin with the runners going. Ball fouled back.
Two strikes and 2 outs has been good to the Dominican Republic in this bottom of the 5th.
Young Soo Ching, who was pitching, is now the back in left field. That was the one change we didn't get, and he just happened to turn around, caught his number. Another 3-2 pitch with the runners going. Again, fouled back.
What a battle here by Hernandez.
You say not for the faint of heart. And if you're a fan pulling for one of these 2 teams, you're going to be exhausted when this one's over, regardless of how it ends.
This has been a great ball game.
5-3 lead. Runners from first and second go on the 3-2 pitch. It's downstairs, ball 4.
What a battle by Hernandez in the box, though. Fouled a couple pitches away. He was patient in there. That ball just maybe a little low and in.
Now Carlos Morejo to bat. Tying run at second base.
What else can you ask for? Young baseball player here. You're down in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs and bases loaded.
Morejo 1 for 2 today. Should say 1 for 2 in this game.
You get a hit here in this kind of situation, you tell your grandkids about it.
First pitch to Morejo. Right down the middle for a called strike.
You live for these kind of stories, Mark. This is storybook stuff.
Bases loaded. 2 outs, 1 strike pitch. Curveball, inside edge, called strike.
That looked good for Morejo there.
Not sure. Morejo a little frustrated, maybe because he gave up on that pitch, and it broke in across the plate. 5th straight batter now for the Dominican Republic, with the team down to its final strike. 0-2 pitch, misses with the fastball low and away.
Outside. Well outside. Good eye there by Morejo. You have to protect with 2 strikes, but don't overdo it.
Martinez at third, Tavares at second, Hernandez at first. 1-2 pitch to Morejo. Fastball high. Chinese Taipei trying to get to tomorrow night's championship game. The Dominican Republic trying to force another game between these 2 teams tomorrow morning. 2-2 pitch. Foul, rolled out in front of the plate, but a foul ball. The ball hit Morejo in the batter's box. The catcher, Chen, couldn't have had an easier play. He grabbed it right out in front of home plate and stepped on the plate, which obviously if it's a fair ball, it ends the ball game easily, but the ball appeared to hit Morejo in the batter's box.
I don't know if it
actually,
did.
it rolled into foul territory.
It was foul. That is the right call by the umpire there. I don't think it hit the batter.
No, it did not.
If he picks that up a second earlier, that might be a fair ball, but
it rolled into foul territory.
Right there in front of the batter's box, and it had that spin on it enough to go foul.
If Chen gets there a second earlier, it's a fair ball and ball game over.
It'd be a shame to end the game that way.
Morejo do another 2-2 pitch. Lin, the right-hander, delivers. Ball hit in the air to right field, and reaching up and making the catch is Wu to end the ball game. Chinese Taipei headed to the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series Championship game tomorrow night at 7:30. Great effort by the Dominican Republic. They come up with 1 run in the bottom of the 5th inning on 2 hits, a couple of walks, and they leave the bases loaded. Your final score, Chinese Taipei 5, the Dominican Republic 3, here at the Dick's Sporting Goods Pony League World Series.
Chinese Taipei 5 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, 6 left on.
I tell my patients often, in orthopedics, you don't want to be an interesting case, but if you are, you want to get your care right here. With foot and ankle surgery, the goal is really to get people back moving. And most importantly, I want to get you back permanently, not just once and then all of a sudden you're injured again. UPMC has a comprehensive care delivery model across the entire treatment span, from rehabilitation all the way through rehab. We have everything the patient would need to get better. My name is Dr. McAllis Hogan, and I choose to practice orthopedic surgery at UPMC.